Today's card is Return to Innocence. If you can see this card, I hope it makes you smile like it makes me smile. It's this beautiful little girl sitting here full of finger paint, just enjoying her life and just enjoying exploring it. And that really is what this card is firstly provoking. There's a lot more depth to it. When we play with this word innocence, innocence is a word that inspires many different experiences and many different feelings. When we talk about someone or we see someone that is innocent, we need to understand we are not saying naive. Innocent and naive are very different energies. Naive is when I'm not able to navigate the world in a certain way, where innocence is about exploring the world with an open mind and a playful heart. And so many people ignore their innocence because they fear their naivety. And when we can demystify these and say naivety is something else, naivety comes from a place of inexperience. And so there may well be things in your life where you need to gain some experience. I may be a bit naive in a certain aspect of my life, but that is not what we are talking about with this card. This card is more about creating that connection back to the innocent part of you that has deep, deep wisdom. Now, when I link innocence and wisdom together, that is often confusing for people because of this naivety component. The wisdom that we're talking about here is the wisdom of your own intuition, the wisdom of your own talents, the wisdom of your own experiences. And if we explore this, if we explore what it's like to be a child again, if we look at children, the way they're born into the world, they come into the world with no prejudices. They come into the world with no anxiety. They come into the world with no threat. No fear other than just the basic fears of gravity and need to protect themselves from that. But other than that, there is no blockages to receiving. There's no resistance to exploring. There's just this joyful presence in the moment and the ability to connect with whoever they are connecting with. To enjoy playing with a blade of grass as much as they enjoy playing with a Lego block. It doesn't make any difference. It's the presence to it and the experience of it. And when we talk about children in their innocent state, having no prejudices and having no fear, what they do have is a very strong internal mechanism of who they feel comfortable with and who they don't. Most children, if you ask them, would you want to go and sit with this person? If they don't want to go, they say no. And we need to honor the no that children give us when they say no, because we override this no, and this is a lot of our pain. We override the no's with be polite, be kind, be nice. And so we learn to ignore our own internal boundaries that come from our wisdom and our innocence because we're connected to what we feel. And so this card is asking us to return back to that natural state where we had a presence, a curiosity, a wisdom, and boundaries. Boundaries of, I don't feel comfortable, I don't want to play with this child. And when we can honor these things, we don't have to navigate the world from all the protective layers that we've put in place. And so another way of thinking about this card is, who were you before the world told you who you should be? And how do you come back to that faith, that trust, that playfulness of being you? The children in the very natural state of innocence, they can play, but they're never acting. They don't put on a mask to pretend to be somebody they're not. We start doing that as we start to navigate life from a performance aspect. Often when we go to school or we have a way of the world starting to give us approval and rejection, we start to perform for approval and rejection. And our pain and our experiences and even our achievements start to become the version of ourselves we use to perform in the world rather than to be in the world. And so this is a strong card of removing the layers of performance to come back to the being of you, the essence of you, the connected part of you. that you were born with all the resources you needed to succeed in life. And actually, healing is about reconnecting back into that, not changing anything. And so it's a big card. If you've got this card and it's come up for you today, it's a card of asking you to look at what are the layers of protection you have put in place in your life that are helping you perform in life, rather than coming back to who are you and how do you want to be in your life. There's another card that links very strongly with this card, and so if it comes up for you at the same time, it's useful to know the link, and that's the card of play. Because how do we connect back into our innocence? We have to trust ourselves and playfully show up and play in your life. You know, if you're on this playground called Earth, yeah, how do you playfully? How do you just enjoy everything that's on offer for you? So here's to your laughter, here's to your playfulness, here's to your joy.
Get your very own deck of I Am Lightwalker cards straight from Taryn by visiting IamLightwalker.com/cards.